I hate to be the friend who's too woke right now, but I fear I must. Jasmine Crockett is currently under fire for calling Greg Abbott Hot Wheels because, he's in a wheelchair type shit. Let me tell you why I don't agree with her joke. And to be honest, it's not even for the reason you might think. Is the joke ableist? Yes. Do I necessarily care that somebody was being ableist to somebody who is literally a bigot and is trying to strip away people's rights? Well, no. I think Jasmine specifically has taken her bleach, butch, blonde, built, whatever moment and is stretching it. And any chance she gets in front of a microphone, she is trying to have those sound bites. And I think at some point, it's really just performative. Dare I say. And I'm not trying to down on this Black woman politician who is probably doing everything she can when she's working to make sure that we have our rights. But I'm always call a spade a spade. And I know performativeness when I see it, sister.
All right, so let's stop there and then we're going to go ahead and watch the whole video in its full context. And I always like to give credit to the content creator, so that link will be down in the description. But I can disagree and agree because two things can be true at the same time. First thing that's true is I think that she's wrong about whatever it is that she feels about Greg Abbott, because the reality is that most people understand that the Biden administration is the ones that opened up the borders to allow for illegal migrants to come into this country, as well as sued the state of Texas, which obviously Greg Abbott is the governor over, in order to have these people flow way in and try to influence what's going on inside of the United States of America, including the elections, including our budget, including so many different things. And God knows what else, who they were benefiting off of and when they was benefiting off of and how they was working with certain organizations. And we're not going to go into that. But the reality is that Greg Abbott had to pivot and he had to figure out what was going on and make the adjustment. So what he did was he allowed for sanctuary cities to share in the pain, since they didn't want to stand with him against things that we all should be standing against. And that's illegal people coming into this country without going through the proper protocols, getting the right vetting, and ultimately getting in line like the rest of everybody else and skipping the line, which is what the Biden administration allowed for them to do, and to make sure that they come over here illegally. So we all know that. And it's one of the reasons why the Democrats lost miserably in this election, and why Trump has a mandate from the American people to make sure that they get these people that are not supposed to be in here outside of the country. With that being said, the second thing that's true is, because I can tell that she obviously is a Democrat and she probably voted for Kamala Harris. The second thing that is true is, yes, absolutely, Jasmine Crockett is being absolutely performative, and everything that she does is always extra with a curse word, and you got to put your moment on it. And ever since she got into it with, I believe it wasn't Nancy Mace, was it? Was it Nancy Mace or was it Marjorie Taylor or something like that? Whatever. Anyways, ever since she got into it with them and she had her little moment, because she didn't really get a lot of visibility when she was a part of Kamala Harris's campaign at all. She pledged to align with Kamala Harris and all of that, but she didn't get really a lot of visibility. But ever since she started getting some motion, Jasmine Crockett became a content creator. I personally, as a conservative and as a Republican, don't even trip about the fact that she called Greg Abbott, Governor Hot Wheels. That's a joke that I made a lot of times. I call him Professor X. I think that he's the best governor in the United States of America. But as a content creator, I do joke like that in order to put the medicine inside of the candy. But she is intentionally cursing and saying wild stuff about Elon Musk and saying F him and all of that. And that's not even who she was. She was nothing like that prior to her getting a little moment. And so I disagree with the sentiment at that, her perspective about being liberal and what's happening and trying to protect rights. But I agree with the fact that Jasmine Crockett has 100% become performative for the camera. Again, I always like to link back to the content creator because it's the right thing to do, regardless of whether I agree with him or not. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as Teach Hanley. 40% off your first order plus 20% off life. Let's hear what the rest of she got to say, and then we're going to come back and give our thoughts.
I do. Because what are you really doing? Other than egging on the bullshit that's going on with Congress. One thing I'm always gonna say is I think that we don't need to be overly nice to these Republicans, right? I'm not sitting here trying to say we need to have respectability politics. I'm not saying that we need to, just be buddy buddy with them and be like, oh, we're just gonna turn the other cheek. We just need to be the bigger people. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you getting on the podium and insulting things that they cannot help about themselves isn't doing anything. If you're going to insult them, if you're going to snap on them on the microphone, snap on them about some shit that they're actually doing that is actually affecting the community. Greg Abbott is stripping away rights. He's evil. You got so much shit to get on, but you want to get on his legs not working. Girl, don't nobody give a damn about that. You're acting like a reality TV star.
Yep.
And that is weird to me.
No, it's perfect for us. Because Greg Abbott completely ignored her and started talking about issues that he thought was meaningful and that they were doing over in the state of Texas.
Democrats do this a lot. Remember when AOC took that damn picture when she was pretending to have her hands behind her back looking at the cage all mysteriously sad? Girl, cut the bullshit and get to work. At some point, we got to have a real serious conversation about how Democrats really just be up there bullshitting. And again, this is not to say specifically Jasmine Crockett is not doing the work that she needs to do. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you're undermining your own work by doing the bullshit that you're doing. Because now whatever legislation y'all was trying to pass, whatever the fuck y'all was trying to do at that meeting is not being talked about. You know what's being talked about? You calling him Hot Wheels. Y'all are government officials. I don't care about what nobody talking about. I don't want my government officials to be celebrities. I don't want y'all to be a good time. I don't really give a damn about your personal life. You are here to serve the people. So serve the people and stop trying to be popular. Now, trust and believe, I understand that all the Republicans trying to come down on Jasmine right now are being very unserious and disingenuous. I understand that because for years we watched them enable the shit that Donald Trump would say about any and every goddamn body. Trust me, I
That's a fact.
know that. I don't want y'all to think that, again,
And I'm cool with it too. I'm cool with it. I like the distractions that Jasmine Crockett is doing to continue to tank the Democratic Party because it doesn't have the same impact and what Trump was doing during the time that he was doing it, depending on who he was talking about.
engaging in dogpile. I'm just having an honest conversation about all these politicians. Y'all are all trying too goddamn hard to be cool. Why would you give them something? Why would you give them something?
Because they want to be like Donald Trump and they understand that they have no impact whatsoever. And so, what they've decided to do, AOC and Jasmine Crockett, is to become content creators. Jasmine Crockett has become the more incendiary content creator because she feels like she has to have these moments so that people actually pay attention to what she's saying. When in reality, we laughing at her, we not laughing with her. Now, this may benefit her in keeping her in office because a lot of what the Democrats do is not policy based; is based off of being popular, right? So it may benefit her short term and long term as far as her own personal career. But as far as Democrats' popularity is just going to continue to tank y'all because nobody actually takes y'all serious. And the people that vote for y'all are not the ones that A, even show up to the polls, or B, is serious about educating themselves on policy and how things can be passed. And she'll never be able to work across the aisle to get things done. She's just going to continue to embarrass y'all. And y'all think that that's cute and y'all think that that's cool. So while she's over there being a good content creator, we're going to control all three branches of government. We're going to get things done. And all she's going to do is sit there and complain and whine and not actually get anything done whatsoever, which is exactly what we want on the Republican side. It's unfortunate that I got to say this and explain it to y'all, but y'all are so used to being entertained because y'all are so used to having court gestures in front of y'all that y'all don't even realize that she's not even doing her job. She everywhere except for actually doing the things that's best for her and best for her constituents, obviously. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. I'm going to link back to this content creator. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.